COSA, the Central Ontario Standardbred Association, proudly serving Ontario horse people with integrity and accountability. Collaborative, supportive, helping to ensure a vibrant harness racing industry. Lifetime membership is free and there are many benefits. Become a new member today. COSA, representing the interests of horse people racing at Ontario racetracks. To find out more, visit cosaonline.com.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Raceway at Western Fair District, London, Ontario, for some half-mile harness racing action. Track announcer Shannon Sugar Doyle with you. Setting up the action, we've had some weather through the night and into today, wet weather. So I'm anticipating a good track, maybe off a second or two to begin this evening's action. I'll have more info on that when we get to the program changes following the pregame show. We've got 12 races on tap. All 12, of course, featured on HPI. Some early action again tonight on TVG. When TVG is with us in the early going, you can see the pools really rise and swell up there. So nice to have TVG on board with us in the early going this evening. You will be playing into some very nice pools. That race 1 HPI bet, pick 5, already well up and over $4,000 in that pool, and we are still some 30 plus minutes away from race number 1. A number of changes this evening and a few scratches and driver changes. So as mentioned, following the pregame show, we'll be coming aboard with program changes. Again, starting off on, I would assume, a good track, maybe your second or two variant. Let's go to that HPI bet, pick 5 play here, starting up in race number 1, a ticket idea that I've put together. Scratch the 6 from the opener, and using a 2, 5, and 8 to kick things off. I see the return of number 5, Rusty's Flying, the 12-year-old daughter of Art Escape. One of the winningest horses still racing in North America, 104 career victories. Picks up Doug McNair this evening. Doug is with us for the night and comes off a decent qualifier over Flamborough after, a number of poor starts before that. So maybe she's rounding a corner on form. Stuart McQueen sending out 5. Rusty's Flying again. Doug McNair picks up that catch driving assignment. 3-2 currently in wagering. Definitely a must play there in the opener. I went deepest of all in race number 2. We're 4 deep in the third, and we've keyed up number 8, L'Argent Leah. Been a beaten favorite in each of her last 3 outings. And you know what? She's going to take some pretty good action there tonight in race number 4, leaving from the trailing spot. She was stung to opening quarter 28 last time, sat the pocket and still paced a mile 56-3. You look through the program lines there. There's not a whole lot of them showing 56 speed. Number 4, Sugar Shadow, was a race winner last time out. The big free-legged mare. She will leave from the center of the gate in there. Left that one off the pick 5 play, but I have included her in the opening leg of the SK Realty pick 4. So my key for this pick 5, just to keep the price down, number 8, L'Argent Leah. We'll need her to show up tonight on board for Lane, and we'll look to complete with either 3, Sicario, or 9, Old Jack Magic in that top-class trotting event, race 5 for the added distance. If you want to play along, that ticket on the screen, $24 on a 20-cent wager. I mentioned the early pick 4, sponsored by SK Realty. I've opened up that 4th race. Should the 8, L'Argent Leah, not fire for that 4th leg of the pick 5, I've opened it up to include a few more. Marzake, Hanover, one to think about. As mentioned, the 4, Sugar Shadow, has that victory on November 4th in 56-3. That was a gate-to-wire score, though now missing about 3 weeks of action, so not sure what went on in between starts there for Sugar Shadow, but I think this one is a must include there. The 3 did come out, so the way this ticket looks on the screen, it's going to be a little bit cheaper than the $8. Again, number 3, Bet You'll Love Me, has come out of race number 4. Stay with the 3 and 9 in the 5th. Key up the 6, Random Araggio, in race number 6, showing great form here. Unbeaten here in London since the start of our meet. Her 4 victories, her four career victories, all taking place right here in London. The only time she got beat since the start of October was a start up at the Flamborough, where she rode the puck and just couldn't make it up in the late going. Expected to be a heavy favorite once again, I would assume. Number 6, Random Araggio, my key play, leg 3 of the pick 4. Deepest of all in the final leg, we're going to use a 1, 3, 4, 5, and 8. And as mentioned, with the scratch of number 3 in race 4, the ticket gets a little bit cheaper than the $8 suggested for the 20-cent wager. There's a late pick 5 that will start up in race number 6. And you know what? Everybody, and I mean everybody's going to be using that 6, Random Araggio, in that opening leg. If you can find a way to get her beat, you'll be on your way to a decent payoff. But you know what? I think if there's a key anywhere in that sequence that is very tough, I might add, it's got to be in that opening leg. Number 6, Random Araggio, will take the most significant action, I would assume. We're 5 deep in the 7th. For me in race 8, nothing was jumping off the page in there. I know the 3, Village Champ, has got a lot of victories here this fall meet in London, but I just, you know, the way the track might play in, it just, for me, race 8 looks to be about as most wide open as you can get. And, you know, even money in the morning line for 3, Village Champ. Expected to take some serious action again with the winning ways there in London. But you know what? For me, the most wide open race on our card, I'm going to suggest it is race 8, where I suggest using the all button. Leg 3 of that late pick 5. There is a scratch of number 6, Larjon Lester. Race number 9, for me, it's the 4, April Bandit, or the 7, Robin the ATM. Expect it to maybe sitting 1-2 again for another go around here in London. And in race number 10, yeah, here's where it got real interesting when trying to find a way to complete a race 10. There is a key scratch in here. Number 4, Unabating, a winner by 10 lengths last time out as a heavy favorite, has scratched. So that certainly changes the complexion of this late pick 4. I was going to key up the 4, and the price wouldn't have been $42 even on a 20-cent play. But when the 4 came out, had to go looking for a few. Number 2, Winky's Pride. The 5, What Can I Say? And the 7, Ecstatic Hanover are the ones I've settled on, and I'm going to stick to it. If you can hit this late pick 5 in London tonight, you will get paid. It's a very tough sequence following race number 6 with Random Araggio. All righty, with that now, we'll move over to the late pick 4 that will start up in race number 8. This is another go-to wager. The pick 5s, the pick 4s are go-tos here. Even the super high fives featured in races 5 and 12 for the added distance. All righty, late pick 4 starting up in race number 8. I've already mentioned it. I'll say it again. For me, personally, race 8 looks like the most wide open event on the card. Village Champ, the 3, will take the action. Even money in the morning line, has been favored in each of his last 3. Loves it on or near the lead. But there are many in there that can upset the apple cart. Trying for some value to show up in race number 8 with that all button. We're going to stay with 4, April Bandit, and 7, Robin the ATM in the 9th. Sticking with Winky's Pride, What Can I Say? Ecstatic Hanover in the 10th. And a look to complete in race 11. A group of 7,000 claimers on the pace. We've got a bit of Billy with that rail advantage. Good form coming in. Number 3, White Dancer. Roughed up last time out. Any kind of trip at all puts the gray mare right into the thick of things. And number 8, Bye Bye Daddy. Getting some class relief. Coming off a decent second place finish when dropping down to this level. And expect it to be a player in race 11, number 8, Bye Bye Daddy. My 20-cent wager on a late pick 4. We're in for $25.20. Long shot play on the night for Survivor Wednesday, you betcha. We're going to go to race number 2, and I put a big circle Make it even bigger on number 7, Tearing Up the Credit. This one is 8-1 on the morning line. Over 20-1 in recent starts. Doug McNair gets the call to drive. So a driver change today to one of the nation's best. Outside post shouldn't be a factor too much. Worth a look for leg 2 of our early pick 5. Number 7, Tearing Up the Credit. Doug McNair on board for Diana McIntosh. One to think about for a long shot play to include in that early pick 5. We've got some best bets now, courtesy of our guest cappers, Lou Sorella, Tony Elliott, Ontario Racing. I believe Michael Carter is a full card analysis featured on Ontario Racing, so we've gone there as well for guest capping tonight. So for Tony Elliott, race number 1, right up front, he's gone to the 5. Rusty's flying, 2-1 in the morning line. Right now, odds-on choice at 4-5. Facing easier tonight, notes Tony, and going for career win number 105. For me, my best bet selection, I've gone up to race number 4 from the trailing spot, number 8, L'Argent Leah. L'Argent Leah has been a beaten favorite in each of her last 3, though she is showing a quick trip last time out when parking through the opening quarter mile. She's always in the hunt, and I believe she's a must-play in there. Leg 4, the pick 5, opening leg for the SK Realty pick 4. A couple of more best bet ideas now. Lou Sorella, hashtag Lou Knows, friend of the show, goes to the 6. Random Araggio expected to take a ton of action in race 6 to start up a late pick 5. She's been very sharp. Lou says Random Araggio should repeat tonight. And for Ontario Racing, they've gone to race 8, number 3, Village Champ, has won 4 of his last 5. A strong player again, noting the good folks at Ontario Racing, the best bet idea from that outfit this evening. And that will just about do it for tonight's pregame show. We've got all 12 races featured on HPI. We've got TVG on board for the early going. We had them in on Monday evening for the first couple. Was able to speak with Candace there at TVG. They put on a great show, and we're so happy to have them on board again for another season of racing here at the Raceway. Again, we'll likely be on a good track to start up this evening's action, looking at a second or 2 off possibly. Best of luck this evening. The changes will come up very soon tonight.